Hello, this be Blue Star, defender of the equestrian seas. And this be my AfterThoughts review to Spirit of Adventure. Roarg! I would love to do this voice for the entire video, but don't think I'll make it, so blah. But anyway, it's like, oh, this episode was such a great Zipp episode. It was just lovely. But Zipp, it's not very nice to pretend that you're about to fall off a cliff, even though you do have the ability to fly. We were worried about you, Zipp. No. It's kind of bad that our poor pony heroes were in mortal peril. No. Yeah, I have to kind of get this out of the way first. It was kind of nice to have an opportunity to almost use the caster again, because sure, there's an odd super villain here or there, but for the most part, these ponies are dealing with like friendship problems and slice of life stuff. They're in some ways not really used to being in this kind of mortal peril, which I think is a good thing, because being in this kind of mortal peril on a regular basis would be bad. But anyway, yeah, this was just such a nice Zipp episode, because the thing that's so great about these characters, as kind of said by Babylon 5 one time, is no pony here is exactly what they appear. That Zipp is not just about courageousness and, you know, detectiveness. She's both. I mean, sure, she's a princess, but she also has this amazing adventurous side, which sometimes she doesn't really get the opportunity to really show. And I'm glad that this episode was, in some ways, all about that. So, roar. This episode is almost a be careful what you wish for, you might just get it kind of a thing, because Zipp is actually wishing that she could be half as adventurous as this amazing Pegasus Sea Captain was. And immediately after that, triggers this giant magic whirlpool thing that basically pulls our poor pony heroes to the bottom of the ocean, but was fortunately nice enough to turn them into sea ponies first. So, roar. So that was a very surprising thing, and it's also kind of surprising that, yeah, this sea pony captain ship is laying at the bottom of Maritime Bay, so how convenient. After discovering the sunken shipwreck, of course, Zipp wants to go and basically, like, explore, like, ooh, we gotta check it out, come on. It's like, aw, poor Sunny's like, is anyone else terrified by this? No? Okay. Aw, poor Sunny. When I think about it, this is kind of surprising from Sunny, because we haven't actually seen a lot of times where she's been like scared or worried about something, or I guess in some ways open about it. I guess because for the most part she's been quote unquote in charge, and maybe she's also kind of acting sort of like the mother of the group of this. It's like, are you sure this is a good idea, dears? It's dark and scary in there. Okay. It could also have just been simply a fun moment with Sunny, because this is definitely Zipp's episode and she's definitely taking the lead here. So, roar. But anyway, while our poor pony heroes are being chased by really hungry fish, Zipp is exploring, and she finds, of course, the captain's quarters and actually finds the compass. Or in some ways it almost feels like the compass finds her. So, it's literally like got her and like trapped her. I don't want you to leave me here. I want to come with you, because just like you, I'm an adventurer too. So, yeah, I think that's what is sort of driving this, and just sort of like the other magical items that the main six have been acquiring, shall we say, that each of the main six was being given a talisman that reflected their own abilities. Sunny got the Rainbow of Light, which in some ways was a symbol of hope, which of course is Sunny's thing. Izzy got the Nova Charm, which essentially boosted her own creative abilities to the point where she could almost create anything that she wanted. And now Zipp's been granted essentially this compass that's in some ways the spirit of adventure, and if you will, courage as well. When she first tries to use it, it doesn't really do anything, because that's not the way that this works. It's only when she's like, all right, it's up to me, then at that moment, it's almost sort of like the compass is saying, hello there, adventurer. Let me join my magic to yours. They're almost having like a cutie mark bonding moment. We're both adventurous. Let's go save the ponies together. So, roar. It does kind of make the ending of this episode kind of a little weird, a little confusing. Oh, it's not really the compass that's giving me all these powers. I, was aware of stuff that I had already. Which I guess is kind of a good lesson. It's, making her realize that she may not be this, famous Pegasus sea captain, but she does have the spirit of adventure in her, which I think maybe that was the whole point of it. It's the temptation to think is like, oh, if I only had that magic compass, I could be adventurous too. But I guess the lesson that Zipp learns is that no, it wasn't about the compass. It was about the spirit of adventure that was within her. But having this magic compass to basically, in some ways, enhance her own adventure and her own wing power in this case was definitely helpful though, so roar. After watching Doc Anubis's review, it's like, yeah, I guess it's basically increasing her, like, wing power. So, like, underwater, it's basically giving her the ability to create, like, this giant, like, currents and, like, the vortexes and the whirlpools and stuff. But I guess when she's back in the air, shall we say, that maybe it'll give her the ability to fly super crazy fast, or maybe create, like, tornadoes and stuff. So I guess the lesson at the end was a little confusing, but I guess was still a good one. And overall, I really enjoyed this episode because it definitely had the spirit of adventure in it, and it was also really fun. I think every one of the main six got a funny or a exciting moment in this episode. No pony was basically, quote unquote, sitting on the sidelines. They were all participating in this episode. And even though our poor pony heroes were in mortal peril, it was actually still kind of fun because there was all these fun things going on. Yeah, like with Sunny, it's like, all right, I've got seaweed and I'm not afraid to use it. And then Hitch is like, can't we just, talk this out? No! Poor Hitch, he's always having these kinds of things happen to him. But I think the thing that really made Hitch upset was that he couldn't make friends with all the sea creatures. Why can't we be friends? Was it something I said? Definitely in the end where Hitch tries to jump into the ocean and try to make friends with the sea creature. It's like, why, Hitch? Why? But fortunately for him, well, I guess, is that he had to immediately jump out of the water again because the fish was still after him. So, no. So overall, I think this was a pretty good episode. It had a lot of fun things going on, and it was so nice to see Zipp being able to get in touch with her courageous and adventurous side, and being given, in some ways, her own magic talisman. So this was both an exciting and fun episode, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I look forward to seeing more. But I hope that next time our poor pony heroes will not have to spend so much time, in mortal peril and running for their lives and stuff. So, no! So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong, and pony on. Blue Star out.